What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This is episode number 49, and we're starting today's episode off by seeing that Will Fisk has accepted a pro contract we offered him in the last episode. He's a Canadian left back, he's 53 overall, 18 years old, and the fact of the matter is, I discussed this in the last episode, we've got an academy right now that is just full of Canadian players, but I really don't think that any of them are going to succeed in the Watford team. So you may be wondering why I don't just release these players. Well, my plan with this Canadian academy is quite simple. I'm going to promote them into the first team and then just sell them on to loads and loads of clubs as soon as possible, because you can see another player terminates his contract here to St. Morgan. Didn't even get told he was wanted a contract, which is weird. And also Lars de Guzman comes in, so he's our second academy player coming into the team here. This guy has, a possibility of succeeding, 58 overall, and I do believe his potential was 80 to 86, but the vast majority of them are just really, really poor, and they're not going to succeed here at Watford. That's obvious because we've got better younger players in the side anyway. So if we just sell them on to tons and tons of clubs, hopefully they'll get some game time, and you never know, maybe they'll have a spike in their development and they could be good enough for the Canada team. Because what will happen if we don't promote them and give them a contract and sell them on is that they'll probably just get released into the free agents pool and never go anywhere else. So it just seems a little bit more logical to sell them on to other clubs, at least know they're playing somewhere. Maybe it's lower league football, but they'll be playing somewhere, could get some development and could turn out to be okay. Still, we take on Everton for the first game of today's episode here in the Europa League quarter-final first leg away at Goodison Park. Of course, we got here by beating Borussia Dortmund in the round of 16 stage. That thrilling tie, the second leg in Germany, finishing 2-2. What a fantastic tie that was. And we went through on the away goal ruling. And we had a great start to this game as well, just 7 minutes in. How about this for a name on the score sheet? For the first time in a long time, Obiolare got a start in this game. I decided to give the big Belgian a chance up top. He's had a few games this season, but hasn't really looked good in any of them. Only scored 1 goal this season, but this is his second. Rifles in a deflected shot from Marco Ryan-Tala. Puts it past Tim Howard. He couldn't really miss from there, could he? The big striker, and he does make it. Everton 0, Watford 1. So perfect start to this game. His first goal of the season came against Hearts in the group stage. He gets his second here and does open the scoring to make it 1-0. And in the 13th minute, we went in search of our second goal here. Dominic Iorfa finds Michael Keane, and the right back finds the centre back through towards Hero Riedewald. Riedewald finds Danny Rose down the left-hand side. Here, quick little ball roll into Marco Ryan-Tala. Playing some good football early on here at Goodison Park. Ryan-Tala takes around Chambers Coleman, crosses to the centre, and in the 13th minute, he scores again. Obiolare gets his second goal of the game, his third of the season, and the big Belgian striker makes it Everton 0, Watford 2. And you saw in the game against Borussia Dortmund, you saw in that tie how crucial the away goals can be in Europe. We got 2 in that game in Germany. That was enough to send us through on the away goal ruling. We've already got 2 here in the opening quarter of an hour. Obiolare has both. Just thought it was kind of funny. He's only scored 1 goal all season. Been playing very, very poorly this year, and then scores 2 in the opening 14 minutes. But he does make it Everton 0, Watford 2 with 2 goals up, and it's a great start to this game. Everton had a chance there in the 31st minute, but Delafeo's shot goes harmlessly wide of the post and behind for a goal kick, and that was really it for the first half. Not much else to report, to be honest. Forgot to show the stats, but it was a very slow-paced first half game, despite us being 2 goals up. And in the second half, we had to wait until the 70th minute for another chance. Aidan McGeady putting that shot wide of the post and behind for a goal kick. But Everton did start to come out of their shell a little bit in the second half. They did get some good chances in the second half. One good one fell here as Ross Barkley's cross finds Lukaku in the centre, but the Belgians header deflects off Dominic Iorfa and goes behind for a corner. So still 2-0 in this game. And from the corner, Leighton Baines crosses the ball in. The left back goes in search of one of his teammates, but he can only find Jack Butland, who catches the ball with ease and quickly launches the ball forward, kicks it as far as he can, and it leads to a foot race between Damari Gray and Aidan McGeady. Gray beats McGeady, gets himself inside to shoot. A great chance here for the former Birmingham man to make it 3-0. It's a good stop by Tim Howard, and he does keep it at 2-0. So if Gray scores there, it's 3-0 to Watford, and surely game and tie over. But another great chance for us here to seal the win in the 83rd minute. Obiolare goes down the left-hand side, plays it inside to Marco Ryan-Tala, but before the Italian could pull the trigger, the referee awards a penalty. Seamus Coleman took down Olari from behind, and the referee has no hesitation in awarding a spot kick there, and it is the correct decision. In a way, I'm kind of disappointed because I thought Ryan-Tala could have gone through there with the advantage to score and make it 3-0, but penalty given. I felt as though Olari would score from the spot anyway. I gave it to the Belgian, and he did as well. Rifles the ball into the top corner. Tim Howard is rooted to the spot, and Obiolare makes it Everton 0, Watford 3, and gets his first hat-trick in a Watford shirt. So really, really pleased with that. There's only 2 Watford players that have scored hat-tricks in this series so far. Troy Deeney last season against, can you guess the team? It was Newcastle United, and now Olari Olari against Everton here in the Europa League, and I did find it funny this game, I really did, because when I started Olari up top, I was thinking, well, maybe he'll come good in this game, he might nick a goal, you never know, but I did not expect him to get a hat-trick in this game at all, considering how poor he's been this season. But still, Everton 0, Watford 3, and in stoppage time, a great chance to make it 4-0, and we really should have made it 4-0 as well. Ruben Loftus-Cheek doing what he does best, wins us the ball back, plays it through to Marco the Magician, but he's denied a goal by a superb stop by Tim Howard, and he turns it behind for a corner, and from the corner it's crossed in. Buffal does pick out the Magician, who goes for goal with a header and puts it wide of the post and behind for a goal kick, and it was how the game would finish. Everton 0, Watford 3, so a fantastic win away here at Goodison Park, and I'm so pleased with this one as well.
It was absolutely extraordinary, exceptional, elegant, excellent.
Well, he goes across and grabs the match ball from the ref, a hat-trick, and that's to be treasured by any player.
Because if you remember, the last time we came to Goodison Park, they ended a 13-game unbeaten streak for us by thrashing us by 4-1. But coming into this game, that scoreline looked like it would never be repeated because we were so better than Everton. The stats, I feel, actually didn't reflect how dominant we were in the game. I felt like we had more possession in the game, not just 51-49. Felt like we were a lot more controlled on the ball as well. But most importantly, though, a clean sheet for us, really good to see. Another clean sheet notched up. Despite this season with a change of formation twice, we still are pretty solid defensively when we need to be, and 3 goals for a striker who'd only scored once so far this season, all season long, just getting the 1 goal. Now he gets 3 in 1 game. That renews my confidence in him, and I'm really pleased with that result. And I won't say we got 1 foot in the Europa League semi-final. I never like to be too cocky or too arrogant. We certainly got a couple of toes in the semi-finals though. A really good performance, and we should now be on course, or certainly favourites anyway, to go through to the Europa League semi-finals. So we take on Chelsea for the second and final game of today's episode. And in this morning's episode, I asked you guys whether Watford could probably win the title or not this season, in the second season for us. If we're to do so, it will be one of my best ever achievements in career mode, no doubt about that, getting Watford the Premier League title in season 2. But coming into this game, it'll be a real test to see whether we can achieve that aim or not. Taking on the side currently sitting in 3rd place, we're in 2nd place with just a few games to go and only a few points between us both, and of course the league leader Spurs. First chance fell to us as well, and Nathan Redmond hit the bar before Chelsea cleared for a corner, and from that corner Lewis Cook's shot was simply saved by Begovic, but it was still goalless. Chelsea then went close there through Willian, forcing Jack Butland into a good save, and just a few minutes later, sadly, Chelsea would open the scoring. And Butland, I really do like the guy and everything. He's a good goalkeeper. He's been very solid since coming in the first season, but he just does make quite a lot of mistakes, doesn't he? He really does. He made a couple of howlers against City. Well, one was my fault, one was his fault, but for this one, I didn't call him to come out for this. He just decides to come for it. He gets absolutely nowhere near the ball, flattens his teammate, and Nemanja Matic, the Serbian holding midfielder, has the simplest of headers, puts the ball into the open goal. It makes it Chelsea 1, Watford 0. So we started this game pretty brightly, hitting the bar early on, getting the first couple of chances of the game, and then for our work to be undone there for a simple goal from Matic, a terrible error from Butland, was really frustrating. So I didn't hold down Triangle, didn't call him to come out, but he did, and unfortunately Matic scores to make it 1-0. We went pretty close there, but it was still 1-0 to Chelsea, and again another great chance here in the 44th minute. Once again, we'd hit the woodwork. Etienne Capoue hitting the post after a good stop by Begovic, but at half-time, as you could see, I felt like we were playing the better football, despite being a goal down. We had more possession, more shots, more on target, but sadly, of course, Chelsea were leading through that goal from Nemanja Matic. But in the second half, we started brightly again. 8 minutes in, once again, we forced Begovic into another good save, and it was still 1-0. And in the 58th minute, another good chance here from this free kick. It's Berghuis who stands over it here. Our Dutch winger, who doesn't get as much game time nowadays. I prefer using other options. Crosses the ball into the centre, looking for Vidra. Begovic has punched the ball away to Willian, but sadly, what follows here is just some unbelievably poor defending. Willian takes it around Steven Corker. Willian's got a lot of pace. The Brazilian goes through one-on-one and ends up putting it past Butland and makes it 2-0 to Chelsea, and that was just diabolical. It's like the second or possibly third goal I can think of this season where we've had a set piece deep in the opposition territory, we surrender possession and they come up the other end and have a simple counter-attack goal, and it's pretty frustrating as well. But I do feel like this year in FIFA, maybe it's just me, I'm not too sure, but I always feel like my players are slower than the AI players when they're on the break. I don't know why, but either way, Chelsea 2, Watford 0. First goal, the AI's fault for Butland coming out for no reason, but that goal was my fault there. Really poor defending, and Chelsea do make it 2-0. And we did have some chances late on. First, Begovic making a good save to deny Sam Byram, and then Berghuis smashing the ball over the bar, but it was still 2-0 to Chelsea. But we kept the pressure on all throughout this game. We never gave up after Chelsea got their second goal. We kept on looking for a route back into the game, but unfortunately for us, the problem wasn't that we weren't creating chances, it's that we weren't taking them. And as you can see, come the end of the game, it does finish Chelsea 2, Watford 0. It's a big loss for us at the top of the table with just a few games to go, but but as you'll see by the stats, it was just one of those games where, you know, you felt like you deserved something from it, but sadly you just couldn't take the chances you got. And we created a lot of chances in this game. I could blame the game for what happened for the first goal. Obviously the second goal was my fault too, but for the stats as well, you know, I could say that we didn't have the luck in this game, but the fact of the matter is, you got to take those chances to take you to the next level. And maybe this was a game which sort of showed us that, you know, we're going to run it pretty close this season. We really are, but the title is probably going to be a little bit out of our reach. But that does end the episode, guys, so thank you very much for watching the video. I really hope you have enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed having 2 episodes of Career Mode today, then please do leave a like. So that is much appreciated, and it really does help the channel out. Don't forget that the next episode will be uploaded tomorrow morning. That's a special episode number 50. Really hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Hopefully you enjoyed episode 2, and I'll see you for that episode very soon. Well, tomorrow morning. I just said it.